Hey, gang. Oh, we're a little loud in my headphones today. Good morning, everybody. You got Lady Hippy. We are at the bar. Yeah, they ain't turned me off yet. I'm not sure why. I'm just going to run with it. What the hell? Let's see here. I don't have a sound mixer. Well, I have a sound mixer, but it's me. I'm not good at this stuff, so hang in there a minute. Yeah, maybe this is the cause. Yeah, but then I do if I get it too far away when I check on it. We try it for a little bit. I think we have a little bit too much whatever it is. So as you can see, I'm a little late getting to the party. I apologize. I didn't even change like jewelry much. I don't think I might have changed my headband, my earrings. So forgive me. I try not to wear the same thing twice, including jewelry, because I have so much of it. I take a photo or two before I start my podcast every morning, so that when my son gets on my stuff, you'll see a portrait somewhat of me as I was every day while I was on a podcast. And yes, it is for entertainment purposes only, hence the title. In social Woodstock, people, come on out the wall. I need somebody to talk to me. Let's see. I'm going to enable live chat. I could do some different things with that, but just love y'all. Y'all just pop in there if you want. I have another set next to me. I can use that and not interfere with what I'm doing. You'll just see me in profile, which is probably not a good thing. And again, I see a little speck on my screen. It annoys me. My everybody who knows me says I'm OCD about things like that. And of my rose, I'm having one of those days. Really, I am. Not the prettiest little thing, but I'm right. It's not. I don't stay where I put it, but it's a little golden rose that Robert brought me. And I like it a lot. It's really tiny. It goes with everything. And I like to wear a brooch. And so, yeah, I am still fidgeting. I think I always go the wrong way with these things because I can see myself up here and I don't want to move it too far. And then I have to do something like this so I can see what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Just going to get my little cigar done went out on me. Robert gets me these. And I have that and a little bit of courage. This is my Florida one. I have several of Florida. Um, wherever we went, we used to grab shot glass. Um, and of course, my fireball. You can see my little airplane bottles. That's what I call them. My husband got me these. These are moonshine. Aren't they just the cutest little thing? It's sipping. That's what they say. It's sipping moonshine. It's this one's what's it? It's butter pecan moonshine. Yeah, I'm scared of that thing. And a bit of lipstick. I'm sorry, I poured. So doing my best. I am in the middle of trying to get 15 things done at one time, and my back is reminding me that I cannot do that. And so I started the house. This will be the third day. Generally, I would take everything up, and I still do. And I would sweep all the floors and mop all the floors. And in our case, we have a Swiffer, and I'll double check with the Swiffer because let's see what's anything's left after mopping regularly. And then I switch over to the wet jet, and I do half of it with the wet jet, and then wait for it to dry and come back over it with the shine, the polish for the floors. So it's like 5 steps. Seriously, by the time I get done, it's Saturday. Yes, I know it's Monday. I'm just saying. So ignore everything around me, please. I picked up a bit, but apparently not enough. My husband did a bang up job on the house when he redid it completely. Took out the dining room with the bar. I love this bar. We don't have a lot of company. My grandson says I don't like people. He's right. Oh, yeah, people aren't usually the greatest things. I mean, hi, your neighbor. That's good to go. But you learn don't trust nobody because unless you've got money to give them or in some different way, they're not your buddies. They were never your buddies. Hmm. Yeah, we had that for like 30 years. We used to throw the big thing on the weekend of our anniversary and birthdays. So we would have this big party, and then we realized nobody even brought a fracking card, man. They came for the eats and the drinks. We're like, no, we don't. We're gonna do something else because we would do that on top of whatever we were doing by each other, by ourselves. Six Flags, Stone Mountain, whatever we were doing. So we could do that, and apparently we weren't as popular as we thought. Used to have the Halloween party, the New Year's party. Yeah, we used to have all these parties, and so everybody went to our house, and again, and nobody even brought something, let alone a card. And there just was no point anymore. It was expensive as hell. And we get 20 odd people come through, family and friends. And then when we stopped doing that, we just it's our birthdays. We're going to do something this weekend just to see, and we're not we're broke, but we're just going to stay and watch a movie. But you can come by if you want. No, so we show up. Well, we laugh now. We're looking at each other like, God. I mean, it's family and supposed friends. You can't go, wiggly worm and make it right. It's just not going to be right. So we've been here a little over a decade. And no, I have not made friends. I have not made no relatives. My husband is from Georgia. I'm from Chicago. And I'm an Army veteran, retired, or not retired, just Army veteran. I am retired, however. I do not make money on this, so forgive me again. Y'all want me to make money on this? Talk to me. The channel will love you. Yeah, share, like, hit the damn bell. That's what everybody says. Okay, we're in. Yeah. And so, like I said, we've been here for a decade now. Uh, my grandson's right. No, I don't make new friends, and I certainly wouldn't do so lightly ever again. Like I said, the husband's from here, so he's got a lot of relatives here. And even if I move back to Chicago or where have you, I have a couple of nephews that are still alive from on my brother's side, who's passed on. My sister has passed on. Her children wouldn't even speak to her. I was there to get her out of a coma she'd been in 6 weeks. And I just said, I was there and talked to her, and within less than 24 hours, she come out the coma. Don't ask me. But she didn't make it for long. She had cirrhosis as well. Both her and my brother were very heavy drinkers, which you would think I was because that's there. But I checked with my doctors. As long as I don't kind of cross any of my medication, I'm okay. I don't take narcotics. So, I mean, it's not like I'm going to light up here. Not that there wouldn't be a show. It'd be a hell of a show, wouldn't it? be like the Olympics preview. The really funny thing part, I guess everybody who's come through here, if you know me, even if you slightly only know me from this show, I'm from Chicago. I'm from Cook County. I went to school and everything in Thornton Township. And I used to walk to Dalton, the city of Dalton, Illinois, and go to the Five and Dime. It's now a dollar store, and you still can't get it for a dollar. But back in the day, we'd walk all the way through, halfway through at least Dalton, and then back through the subdivision to get to the Five and Dime. So we'd have 5 or 6 of us kids who stayed for 3 weeks, and it's 200 degrees. We're walking on the surface of the sun. But so, in other words, I'm from that area, guys. I know the area very well. And then I saw, and I keep up with what's going on there. I have my best friend is still there. And she had sent me a memo about it. And I went and looked, and I was like, oh my God. The mayor who won, this Tiffany Hendren. They just get worse and worse. You can't make this stuff up. Girlfriend spent $45,000 on Amazon in one day. No, they did not pay her that much. Thornton Township was struggling to begin with, and I know this again because I have a best friend there. Actually, both Thornton Township and Dalton City they're hand in hand now. Well, they have been for a little while. And they even changed my subdivision after all those years. It was called Harvey when I went, and now it's South Holland. And I know this again. Well, I've gone, but they had just changed it then. And my best friend, love you, babe. We grew up together, side by side, and her parents retired to Alabama, so she has the house because the brother already had a house. And if he hadn't, he'd have stayed there with her. They sold it, whatever. They're good kids. Well, we all were, basically. And it was like the '70s show. Her basement was where we hung out. There was always popsicles in the fold-up freezer, always in there. The mom, her mom, Annette would, and we had to call her Annette, not mom. Yeah, and Bill was the husband, her dad. Could call him dad and mom because she wanted confusion. She worked for Kmart. Bless her heart, they retired. I don't know how, because he worked at a container place building different types of boxes. And I thought, oh, that's never going to go. But he'd been in it a while and sure as shooting. Thank God, love them both. Miss you guys. They were able to retire before Kmart closed. Bless their heart. I mean, they worked and they worked and then they worked some more. I mean, it wasn't, yeah, all of the parents. The suburbia was real new back when I was in there. And now I live in a suburb, which actually shocks me. I lived in the suburb only like, I think twice since I left home, maybe a little more. I don't think so. In any event, yeah, it's not usual for me to be here in the subdivision. We've been here over 10 years here, so I like it. I do. So again, like I said, I was a little bit informed there about the Amazon. It just cracks me up, Mayor. Been there a long time. I mean, 2, 3 years, I think. And they're going, well, we don't have the money to make payroll. So when did you think that money pot was going to dry up? Anyway, guys, she had billboards. She leased Tahoes, and it was wild. You could pay 100. I think it was 59,000. Just buy them outright, right? If not, you were paying $172,000 for a year and $58,000 in interest. Girlfriend was booking it now. T-shirts, baseball, she had all that going on. And didn't look nothing like she did when she was elected, or at least while she was running. There wasn't none of that, all day salons, hairdressers on staff, makeup artists on staff. On staff. They had to let go of a bunch of people even before they held the meeting because they couldn't pay them. And they weren't supposed to be there, like the hairdressers, the makeup artists. The police chief. I kid you not, you cannot get around that. The police chief. He was knackered too. He'd been covered for the whole time. He says, you got to go. It's not funny, but it is funny. These people saw this. They knew what she was doing. And she had whistleblowers in there on top of it. So, I mean, for over a year, they've known exactly what. Nobody cut up her credit cards. Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, it's freaking funny to me. When I first started listening to this about 2, 3 months back, I laughed till I cried because, mind you, my brother and everyone else has moved out. My best friend Denise is the only one still there. Love you, Niecy. And I worry about her. She refuses to sell it and move, though. It's not a good place to be. It's kind of been incorporated into slumlord kind of land, except she's an owner. But those around her, when I went, oh my God! And my brother still lived there. No, I think his boys still live there. But it's been a decade of time. I won't even fly anymore. That's another story. But yeah, I said you got to get out of here. It's just too unsteady. You got to move before they start your house next. If they think you got something they want, well, we'll shoot them. We'll drag them inside. Because apparently who defends themselves, i.e. Israel, they're the bad guy. They're homegrown terrorists. Or they're crimes against humanity because they defended themselves. I'm so tired of hearing that bullshit. You just don't know. And I'm an old damn woman. And I still tell my buddy to get the hell up out of there. I don't care how many shells you got to go. Sell that puppy while you can. And I'm not so sure she can. And it's a lovely little home. Again, almost the same identical floor plan. And they even had air conditioning. They paid to have that put in. They got a little bit back on taxes back in the day. If you had kids, you could get a little bit back and just do that if you stayed up. So all of us loved being in her basement, which was cool before that because you were underground. So it was like 20 degrees cooler in there than it was in the Chicago sun. And believe me, it was fracking hot. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it's just dry heat. I don't give a shit what you call it. It's fracking hot. So, if you notice, I'm trying not to swear as much as I normally do. Being an Army veteran, I've done that for many years. I can't say I'm a Christian or a Catholic, but I do read the good book, and I do believe in a lot of things in it. Usually, I try to recommend um, to everybody, get this, watch that. Trey Smith is one. You should really get his books. I mean, they look good on the coffee table. He's right. He says that a lot. He does this research and he goes to the places. He's really good. Or you can watch it for free on YouTube. You can just get the books and run through them, or you can get the book. I think some of the books come with the DVDs. Trey Smith is another good one to look into what's going on in today, as far as history might be tomorrow. He's very good, and he's done, like I said, his homework. Kim Clement, I think he was an evangelist, but he passed away in 2014. His daughter has stepped in and tried to keep the ministry going, and he was a prolific prophet. And he's a person that you might want to check out too, and see how that went. Kim Clement. It sounds odd, but his name was Kim. And apparently that's done. I would have changed it, but I've watched some of the things that, in particular, Trey Smith has uploaded from these, and some things that the young man wrote. He had brain cancer. Sorry to see that. Especially how many believed in this young man. There's no doubt that they did believe in him, and there had to be something to that. And I've done my research, and by the hell, there was. He's been spot on several times. Now, I was the one that said when I watched the attempted assassination of the former president, Donald Trump, and the current frontrunner for president, Mr. Donald Trump. I'm not going to be disrespectful because you guys are Trump haters. Get a grip. Get a freaking grip. Look at how good it was when that guy did 4 years, and look how good it's been since you've been telling Joe, turn left, don't mumble, don't fart. Here's your jacket. Don't fall going up the stairs. No, okay. You got to go the other left. No, the bathroom's in front of you. Just come on. Y'all know that man's been incompetent. He was incompetent before they ever hijacked and yeah, it was hijacked. I don't care what anybody says. That was a coup. I said the minute they announced he was the winner, and there were ballot boxes. I mean, ballots. Like 60,000 would be in the Stump and another 45,000 in this one, and who knows what would have happened had they been actually looked at. But then I don't vote because they tell you plainly, and you can ask Google, Bing, whatever your search engine is, who elects the American president. Mind you, they're dragging along a vice president that they want. Did you vote for that? Nobody? Well, they used to have to vote for that too. That wasn't just up to a particular party to go, well, you can run with this one, you get to pick up, you got three. No, that's not. That was not what we voted by the people, for the people, before they shot John Kennedy in the public square in Dallas. You betcha I'm still pissed about that shit. Why wouldn't I be? People don't understand how long the CIA's been there. It ain't been there that damn long. You know, you send in assassins and they brag because they got so and so over there. They went to war twice in Iraq. It's never pointed out that the CIA director, President Bush's the second, George W. Bush's reign of terror, his father put him in power. Yeah. And here the son is, after the father's presidency, old J.W. Bush swears to Al Gore, no, we did not steal the election. It had hanging chance. Nobody seems to remember that shit either. No, we won. We had some more in there as hanging chance. They didn't count. We counted them. I'm watching this going, oh my God. And this is how much they manipulate the people. They know for a flat out fact that they are not elected by the freaking people no more. Although the delegates who are using themselves as your soundboard and voting for the election are supposed to be representing you. And I love saying that because apparently there's a lot of stupidity in classes. Even nowadays, you would think they would be better because these kids know everything before they go to class. Stop making them bored stupid. I just talked to my granddaughter. No wonder she's bored stupid. I loved school. We even went on Fridays for pizza night and dancing. Oh, man, I think mine was on Saturdays. Might have been Friday. I can't remember now. Last time I checked on my school, my picture was still on the wall for getting the recreation building that was given to us and donations and so forth. You couldn't smoke, you couldn't drink, but if you were over sophomore and above, because freshmen just aren't catching in. They're 13, 14. So we didn't want to include them at first, want to see how it went. Now they include them. And so if you're in high school, you can do that. And I mean, so it's a place to gather. And we used to be at the Dairy Queen down. I was like, there's nothing here. Okay, let's start this. So in two different places that I lived, I did that. And I applied to the Masons and whoever to see if they could, Scottish rights people could get us a building, and everybody could maybe give so much per year to keep it open so that they could play pool. We had different machines in there for you had pinball and all that. It wasn't much back then. It had a TV, had a stereo, but it only could go to a certain volume, which was marked. And I picture myself there for doing that. Thornton Township High School is what I went to school for and graduated from. Parents retired down in Christopher, Illinois, and so board stiff, and I mean board stiff. They had nothing. They didn't even have a grocery store. You had to go 30 miles away, whatever it was, to grocery shop. So I started it the same way down there because nobody had anywhere to go. They didn't even have a little Dairy Queen. So yeah, we had more stuff done. So that my picture's on the wall there too. And I told my granddaughter, okay, if it's that bad, step in and change that. She's only in, I think, sixth grade, so she can't do a lot yet. It's not high school and things like that. I had a 4.0 and worked in the dean's office, principal office, all that stuff. And that's when I told her, she says, "Oh, they don't need us now." I was like, then she's got a point. Even the doctors do their own stuff while they're talking to you. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I got some stories. I really should write a book. Um, I didn't mean to get up and get on my soapbox or just point out that I'm having a hell of a day, which I am. Mm. So I'm hoping today to finish the rest of the mopping in the dining room, well, the bar area. This is what we did. We opened it up with the living room, separate, kind of sort of, but opened up where the bar is in back. So I like that. But yeah, it takes a lot of moving things out, and I do three versions of mopping because there's so much dirt. And I have to clean the grout today in the kitchen. I love the white tile. Really, they just hate women because you put that shit in there, it's white and it's white grout on the floor. I dare you to mop that up. And when I looked it up, I said, "Oh, I'm doing something wrong." And I knew if I used certain products, I could do it. And it took forever. I'd scrub it with the brushes, and I couldn't get down the floor, so I did it with a broom. I bought a broom just to do that. Oh my god! And it took 3 hours nearly just to do that. And that's it for me. I'm done. I'm like on a heating pad, trying not to cry. So I had to find a way around that. Because after you do all that scrubbing, you go back in, you mop it, and then you go back in again and mop it because you got cats on the floor, lick the paws. And so I was trying to find a way around all of the above. And the best thing I found, Pine Sol. I've used Pine Sol all my life, literally. It does not clean that kitchen floor. It doesn't even clean the tile part of the kitchen floor, let alone the ground part that goes black. Doesn't touch it. The oddest thing I found, and I know it's dirt is accumulating in the adjacent utilities room. It's not like that. It's white grout, white tile, and have no problem cleaning it. I don't know why the kitchen is such a bitch, but it is. So trying to do that. We're all doing laundry. I know, and my husband's pretty good about that. I'm like, I don't wear your clothes. Do you wear? I'm already handicapped. Wash your own shit. He's not happy, but he does. It's good enough for me. I don't care. You get with the program and get out of the way. You just let it stack up. Mm. So I got mine done. I didn't get completely done. I didn't know my husband's going to pop in there and start his, which is fine by me. I'll just wait a little bit longer. I just had some bedding to do, and I don't like laundry to actually stack up. About every other day on my own clothing, I'm washing all that. So there's about 6 days of clothes every week instead of 15 days of clothes once a month or what have you. I can't do that. Everything has to be cleaned up to me. Yeah, I am fidgeting with my glasses. This is my other pair, and they're not as great as, well, either one of them had their difficulties because I had to have surgery on my eyes, on both eyes. Which I woke up in the second surgery where they were cutting with a scalpel and stitching on the other side. Can you imagine? You can't move. You can't speak. They got a thingy in your mouth. You're tied down and you're not going nowhere. Not happening. They saw my feet move a little bit. And then I think they could also tell from my eye itself that I was awake. Usually, if you're sleeping, it'll roam or what have you, maybe be on one side or the other for a little while. I'm not sure, I'm not an ophthalmologist, but yeah, it was severely freaking nuts. We're so sorry you had to go through that. Just come over here and let me say, I got your answer right here. Can't do that at the VA. They frown on that. I know this because I was knocked out for a procedure to be done and took on 5 of them, and I won. Now they had to wheel me back in with everybody on top of me trying to hold me down and put me back. Give me something trying to wake me up. Yeah, I don't know what they use, but I always wake up. When I wake up, I'm awake. Period. I'm not stumbling around trying to wake up. No, I open my eyes. I'm awake. Really awake. I wish I could do like some people. My son was always so hard to get up. He's just great now, but you know, he didn't like school here. I couldn't blame him. It's such a terrible place for an education. I'm very proud of my grandchildren and everybody else, including my son, uh, for managing to get through such a horrible education system and still do what they wanted to do with their lives and proceed to higher education, which was hell on wheels. I'm sure it was. But certain commercials just keep running. But if you're actually watching something, it will pause it and ask if you're still watching. Now, if you put it on the government channel, this is on YouTube, you put it on the government channel and it will play all day. It'll have some commercials in there. Usually you have to sit through Spanish speaking ones. I reckon they got to sit through the ones that speak English. In the 80s, I kept saying, this is so wrong. I mean, if you went to apply for a job in my field, it was, do you speak Spanish yet? And it was, if you speak English, press 2. Now they changed that to 1. Aren't they bloody white about that? No, I don't have a problem with any immigrant. I don't care who they are, where they're from. Speak the damn language. Obey our laws. Don't try to change them to your laws. Don't try to change me to your way of thinking. That's what America is. That's what the United States is. You're free to express your opinion, be yourself. It's unlike the Olympics when apparently the only thing that could be themselves was those in the gay parade or what have you. No, you bring it. If you don't like what I'm saying, you show me where I'm blooming wrong, huh? You don't want it to be our laws? Why the hell are you here? Why the hell aren't you up there making some noise in your own country? Why did you come here to march about your country? What was that? Oh, yeah, the beheading. Yeah, that was rough. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you couldn't talk against the government. Well, yeah, it'd be a little hard. So you come here and talk against my government, right? Huh? No, you assholes. There's a lot of us out here going, I don't think so. Same in Britain, same in Canada, every free nation on the planet is experiencing these problems. Now, somebody asked what I asked at the start of this was, why aren't the Arabic speaking countries helping these people in Gaza? Well, they don't want them. They live, and all of them are like that. I've seen the people go through. They're all hucksters. They're all dirty. They've lived under the systems that they have, and they've grown under the systems that they have, and their kids have grown under the systems that they have. And it's like, I'll tell you what, you just go pirate. When you see Palestine and they come here, almost just every Muslim that I've ever seen. And for me, I would be like pirate. And there you go. In a nutshell, as Trey Smith would say, in a nutshell, you know what we're talking about. I'm not saying that they should. I am saying that they should be taken out of the countries when they do this. Anybody looked at New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, Austin? Anybody? Yeah, look that up. Look it up. You think we should keep taking migrants? Huh? How many people have died by these same people that nobody knows who they are? Just that and even then they're not held if it's New York. Oh, you killed 3 people. Well, go ahead, go out the back door. They won't know. And this is the same thing that, again, Britain and everybody else is facing. And again, when this little girl, 3 little girls were murdered and 8 little girls were fighting for their life, and the streets went nuts. save our kids. So I don't blame them. I don't think they should be doing all that grief and breaking stuff and any of that thing. This is just making them look just as bad as the people they're trying to protest about. They want their kids to be safe. They don't want this jihad thing. They don't want Muslims. Well, it's a little late for that because everybody was like, oh, we bleed red, please come in. And so people are being shot, people are being stabbed, people are being taken and then used and abused or what have you and tortured and then finally murdered. It's no different. This is why nobody wanted them. And they're flat out telling you that. They will flat out tell you that. And yet you've got Iran who's jumping on the bandwagon a little bit early to hit Israel. I don't see anybody backing Israel. I think people are stupid because you don't have any friends over there, for one. And two, we said never again will we sit back and watch genocide committed. It's not like we haven't done it before as a nation. The Native Americans, the ones you used to call Indians, I know, people forgot about that shit. Go to one of their casinos, you jackass. I hope they get you. I love their casinos. So, yeah, there's all of that. Yeah, I'm a little bitter. I am. For one thing, the president may be not your typical vote, although please go vote. Don't tell anybody. I love the secret ballot thing. It's on your hat. It's on your T-shirt. It's on your car. It's on your lawn. Keep that ballot secret. You changed your mind. Otherwise, we know where the hell you're going. It cracks me up. It really does. And then when people do look it up and they see electoral, most of them go, huh? What's that? And again, the education system is just nasty head. Yeah. And that's if they got to high school. Some of them have got out of college and you can't fix stupid. Actually, a lot of them. I know for a fact. I used to be in teaching hospitals after I got through actually teaching myself. So I know what I'm speaking about. That doesn't mean I have a grievance against anybody or I'm racist. This is the facts check. It's not rocket science. It's okay, you've turned your homes into a war zone and you don't have any troops to back it up because the cops aren't coming for 9-10 hours if they come. They've been told in several cities, Seattle being one that comes to mind, we're not coming. You can't blame them. They were setting this up and then shooting them in the head and stuff. I mean, you can't blame them. And yet you can. It's their job. So, form your own militias. That's also guaranteed in the Constitution, Bill of Rights. Read that thing sometime. It will be very handy for you. Yeah. There's a reason why they left us with our Bible and guns, folks. You're going to need both of them. Now, the money thing, they got pretty much that checked out. That's how, everybody's going, they can't do that. Without this mark, you can't buy, sell, trade. Well, they can't get my money. Well, they've been getting your money for 4 generations. Roosevelt started it. Yeah. Man held 4 terms. Did y'all learn that in school? 4. That's when they said you got to limit terms. But they only limited them for the president office. They did not limit them for Congress. And Congress shouldn't even get 2 years. Actually, I believe the House is 2, and they go for re-election. But they're 80 and 90, and they're in chairs, and their dual cups are moved. And you're like, why are you still there? You can't understand what's going on. You need your diaper changed. You're 94. It's not the Supreme Court, and they shouldn't have a lifetime either. Whenever they're elected, they're appointed by the president. Whenever they're appointed, it should be said that after 65, the rest of the Americans have to retire or can. So you get to go when you're 65. I don't care if you're 62 when you got office. At 65, you're out of there. And that's the way it should be. They should also, and they say, we're limited on campaigns. No, you don't need another campaign. You should be doing no campaign. You should be asking people for money. Nobody should give you money. Yeah. That should be a part of ready for the office. You guys cannot make $3 million for commercials and then keep $3.5 million yourself. Yeah, I know the math doesn't work. Look into it. Follow the money. So maybe I should start dropping some of these. But again, I watch them. And then I get up here and I talk to you guys because, again, it's social Woodstock. I do not make money at this, although I'm looking into that. I think people had better take advantage of this while they still can. It's almost like the movie where they open the windows and say, I'm tired of this shit and I'm not taking it anymore. This is what this is. And they're going after Google. It's too big. It needs to be smaller. Bing isn't making as much money on their search engine as they're constantly asking me to change to Bing, and I'm constantly going, screw you. I already learned this one. I ain't changing shit. I don't know what the difference is because I don't use them. I don't do Instagram or X or Snapchat. Yeah, I don't do any of that. I do YouTube. I don't even look into the others. My phone's a phone. Yeah, occasionally I get to whip it out as a camera. It's unusual because the few people that I do see, being my grandchildren and my son and his wife, yeah, you think you can't take their picture. Don't know why. It just isn't done. I don't mind if people take pictures. Of course, I always look terrible. Robert, I'll give me some pictures, and I'll be right up here, and I look like I have five chins, and I'm eating the entire place down, and haven't washed my hair that day. I don't know how it manages, but that's what it looks like. So then I went. I have a selfie stick. He bought me a selfie stick a couple of years ago. So I would go to the problem, taking that with me, and then again, nobody wants a picture taken. My granddaughter turned 12 last Friday. Just just I'm looking around and the parents and I'm like, "Hi, happy birthday!" What? And the whole visit until just as we were getting to leave, and she started smiling a little bit more. She could talk to me because I want to know what's going on in her life. I'm not. Everybody loves Raymond. I don't run over there and let them know I'm coming. If it isn't a scheduled visit, it's technically a scheduled visit. It's like high holidays for Catholics. 12, 14 times a year you'll pop out. They don't pop by. They both when they get off work, they got to get home. They got a child in school before you turn around after you get home. And usually they're very late. My son's been down to work into the next day. So, they just don't have the time. And I remember that. I'm not complaining. I know my son knows and my daughter-in-law knows I just love them to death and I'm not complaining. They know that. When both parents work, you have to budget your time, as we all know, and that's not an easy thing to do. So, no, I would never tell them, you're not doing that right or what have you. I mean, that's not my place. My place is just to be a loving mom and grandma. I like that. So I'm running through this really quick today. There was something I wanted everybody to hop through before, but I can't remember what it was. So it'll come to me later. If you guys think I would do better in uploading information, let me know. I have a lot of subscriptions myself on the paranormal line and so forth. And so I would be able to pop through there. And it is easier if you just go live. Uh, do your own editing, do everything instead of having to look through these and edit them and drop these and make sure you're not pissing off the owner, so to speak, and not making money, which I didn't want to. I can't say I didn't want to, but it's not what I envisioned for the channel. What I envisioned for the channel was for everybody, especially in my age group. Apparently, saying you're a hippie is now saying you're a drug addict. Oh, please. These people know every time I've been to the bathroom since I was born, and I kid you not, I checked. Mm, I get a tickle lately. Mm. Sorry, guys. I love these cups. My husband got me some little bitty Coca-Colas in a bottle. They didn't have my other one. Maybe this will cool it down. Heat it up. Usually it does not take my breath away, so I must be tired today. I actually slept a little bit. I think I'm still up here with you because I don't want to go back to work on this. And my day just runs through. Like I said, you just have to forgive me. I threw a few things on and ran with it, jumped into shorts and stuff because I have so much to do. I couldn't just stick with the shirt, but I didn't want to mess with all that. I love this little gown. It's like this goes down from about mid thigh. Well, no, I guess it's the knee. It goes all the way down, becomes black with nothing on it, and then about that far up of the hemline, it's like this, and it's just the cutest little thing, isn't it? And it's so like, yeah, I mean, I just adore little slaves too. But yeah, you can grab that off Timu, ladies, if you think it's cute, and it does not reach the floor, and you don't have to hem it if you put the right size in. And yeah, I get used to this stuff. I see my little golden rose there. And Robert will get these little things for me. And I see, I can't find you. There you are. So everything's mirrored backwards. And my brain just doesn't compute that. I'd be all over the place. So yeah, I usually wear one of the brooches. I just didn't change my necklace. I did throw earrings on. Half the time I forget to remove my necklaces and just sleep in those and shower in those and go, oh, I could have took that off. I know, things get grimy in the water here. It's amazing to me because we have another RV that we used before he got the drivable RV. This was a pull one and still is. And he's been selling it. It's got a for sale sign, but we haven't had it under a tree or anything. It's always been, back at the big part of the driveway, and yet it is black from where the rains come down. What rain? What's in there, guys? I'm like, oh my god! And I've been taking it off something because if the water hose is out in the sunlight, then you have to wait for the water to get cool while still spraying. So I was spraying it down, and I'm getting a corner good. But what the hell's going on now? We know the water's not good. We know that for a fact. It's not any good. You can't drink it. We took everything through a pure filter that my husband keeps up there that my son actually put in as well. This is my son and his wife's starter home. They found out they were being blessed when their son was 13. They were going to have a little baby, and that's my granddaughter. So they moved into a brand new home with the apps and upstairs. It's a big home, really big home. And it's not without its headaches in here as well. We've had 2 water heaters, 3 air conditioning systems, a new roof, repairing the siding, repairing the fence in the back. So, I mean, it's just endless. So, I never really wanted to own a home. It wasn't my idea. I said, no, I don't want to do that. And I was outvoted. And it turns out I just love it here. I do love it here. And I love the home, especially with the way Robert has changed everything. So I was pleasantly surprised there. Who knew? So now we are our own slumlords. And so I keep saying, I'm going to paint the door. I'm going to paint that. We've been here almost 12 years, I believe. And so my door has gone from that kind of, I don't know, it's a terrible, almost stained look, but it's not really, it's just a old door. And so Robert bought the paint to do it. And I said, well, I want him to paint the door. And he's redone the jams or whatever that wood is there. And so he redid all that too when he did the floors. So I've been meaning to paint it, but I swear to God, before I can turn around, I'm doing it the day's dishes. It's 8:30. And I'm like, how the hell, where did my day go? Especially if I take time out of my day to talk to you guys. And I miss you guys if I'm not up here. So y'all need to let me know. Throw that in there. That's the thing I was saying. You guys throw in what you might want to see or hear. At least talk about a subject. Don't be afraid to come up here and do a live chat. I'm not afraid of your live chat. Looking forward to that. Bring it. So I know there's people out there that want to know. Like I said, hippie was a bad connotation. I'm not changing it. I am a lady hippie and I'm at the frickin' bar. Get over yourself. This is my channel. And I still want to hear from the idiots who are walking around going, oh, you have killing babies in Palestine. No, you're killing babies in Palestine. Why are you here? You're worried about babies dying in Palestine? Why don't you shag your ass out of there? Didn't want to wear that headscarf all the time? Wanted to drive? Yeah. Yeah, good reasons. Didn't want to have your babies be target practice? Yeah. We know that shit. So I'd like to know why everybody's keeping their mouth shut. We can't do that. Evil flourishes when you sit back and you do nothing. Now, this is only talking about it. You're not going to get up there and go find somebody to shoot. Pray God you're not. Hopefully nobody does that stuff, but they still do. And even if they took the weapons, this guy killed 3 kids in Britain with a knife, put 8 more in the hospital in serious condition, killed 1 teacher, and almost fatally wounded a second. There's a knife. How many did they run down with cars? Anybody? Yeah. Uh-huh. How many suicide vests did they blow up on a school bus? Oh yeah, no, they didn't do that. Yeah, that was the Palestine, you shitheads. You need to do some history looking. I'll tell you what, because if I was your mama, even my son will tell you in a heartbeat, no, I would never try something that stupid. Mama would shoot me. I don't believe in this crap. And I also don't believe in any nation that stands back when there's supposed to be a United Nations, which was formed after the League of Nations couldn't cut the mustard after World War II. This was to keep the Allied powers together and to keep the Axis powers in check, to make sure that they could not kill 6 million of one race only. God knows how many others, they don't talk about that. But I'm assuming several million more. And you idiots that are standing out there going, oh, they didn't happen. That's not, Take your ass out there and go look at Auschwitz. Take your ass out there yourself before you run that stupid ass mouth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blinkers. People say, oh, they got blinkers on. No, they don't. Just not anymore. So, yeah, I'm not afraid to say exactly what I'm saying. I don't intend to spend the rest of my life going, well, you're right and I'm wrong. Bullshit. You cannot call me racist. And if you do, I'm prepared to jack your ass up in the courts. That would be defamation of my character. Look it up. Is that why you shitheads won't come up here and talk? Uh-huh. Well, you don't have to. Isn't that the beauty of America? Meanwhile, I get to say whatever the hell I want, which again is the beauty of America. And suddenly I'm seeing free nations look at these problems that they've created for themselves and those who are their citizens, those who do pay their taxes and have done, and yet won't get their money back because it's being spent on what? Putting migrants in hotels. Now that homeless vet that was there for 20 years in Afghanistan, he can stay on the street with his dog. We don't need to put him in a hotel. This is what people are tired of. So how many of you out there want to school me, as they say? Huh? Who wants to come up here and go, well, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong? Yeah, brilliant. Personally, I hope the police are hunting down every last one of you that's out there saying this, that, and the other about our legal systems and about our Constitution and how we run our country. Why the hell are you here? I keep seeing this over and over and over and over, and I say, I'm not going to speak about it. And I do. I want to know what the hell you're doing here. Why in the hell didn't you stay in Palestine? It's so freaking great. Somebody should give them a parachute and shove them out. Just again, it's not rocket science. Don't clog up the courts. Don't clog off the prisons. Don't clog off the jails. Don't clog off the streets. Stop coddling these little bitches and start treating them as exactly what they are. Illegal. It's not rocket science again. Those people don't even realize that New York touches Canada. So they just have to bus in. They go to Canada. They come straight to New Jersey, New York, and live on the streets. Now they'll keep down. Those hotels are full. Those shelters are full. God only knows what's going to happen to these people when the winters hit. And this, mind you, mark my word, in case anybody wants to know if it was prophetic, it's going to be a very quick fall. It's coming at us. We're going to have a really short summer and right into fall. And we haven't had a lot of problems in the winter for a while. This winter is going to be substantially noticed, I think. I may not just be here, or maybe won't be here, but the United States is going into a quick fall. We're not going to have till September, October that we're still going through summer, basically. If it's 90 and above, to me, it's summer, and we haven't really even needed a heavy coat in the last 2 years. I know because my husband bought me two, and I was mad because I was like, I can't even wear it because it's too hot. Yeah, I wore these little thin, like woodbreaker thin. I don't know what they call them now, but they would be, they're on the Victorian type style, gather in the back of the. Yeah, I like those. But it's just a windbreaker, and even then you get hot. Running to the store doing stuff like, ugh, and take that off. Um, I don't even remember turning my heater on in my car. Yeah, I had the heater on outside for the any of the cats that were dropped off or still come by. We get different ones, but Robert had me in a wonderful greenhouse, and he built the flooring and stuff, which got taken out by a tree. So now I have a tent for my plants. So I'm not happy. But we can't get through 1 month taking care of everything that pops up before the next month hits, and you still didn't get this. He's trying to get me a new tire and the rim and everything is a spare. He's trying to put one on the Cadillac, Tahoe, SUV, whatever. It's lovely. That and the truck or the green, the dark forest. I love that stuff. But I think he's still selling the Cadillac. Because we just don't need that many. Yeah, we just don't. And I think they wanted him to go to his family reunion, but he didn't go this year. He went last year, and he had a good time. I saw he had a good. And then people started calling me from the reunion. Hi, Wanda, because I couldn't go. Yeah, that's a 6 hour round trip, and I just couldn't do that. And he went out and one day came back. He went and stayed. If we had gotten a hotel overnight, I could have probably gone, but it's a long drive for me to sit through. Um, and actually, I can't really do it. I have to we have to stop. I have to get out and all that. And he bought it's like a Wonder Lodge RV because I could go and sit down and watch television. I could, have a heating pad, take my medicine, lay down if I need to. So he's a great husband. Yeah. And I can't believe the deals he gets sometimes. It's paid for too. The only thing we're still paying off is the house and that much longer. So yeah, he does great. He really does. And like all the work at the paving and stuff, he was still working, and he would come home and do that for 24 hours and then head back out. So yeah, but I just adore it. So yeah, I take good care of the floors and stuff because he put them in. And in the kitchen, my son had a bathtub upstairs come through the ceiling, so he had to redo the bathroom and the kitchen. So I'm constantly cleaning in there because I love it. It's not very big. The whole home isn't that big, and it's got the two upstairs, so it's a little bit helpful as far as square footage up there. Even the master bedroom is not as big as the upstairs guest room is. The upstairs guest room just goes out to like the rest of the house. Basically past the kitchen, I would say, a little bit that way because of the way it's built. And so, and on top of that, there's windows. The windows that go to the master bedroom are that floor off of the concrete floor outside. So if it's left open, and I like to do that, they could just step in. The windows are big enough too. I mean, and so he always had me under security. That we used to have Vivid, and I got tired of it after he got home. They weren't doing nothing, and he was home, and we're both armed. And I was no, let's just because they never did nothing, and we had him 8 years, I guess. And I was like, we've never had to use it. So, I mean, if you need somebody, you got a phone. I don't have to run in here and push a button and go, okay, this is that man. Keep calm. Be calm. Now tell us what's wrong. I told you 3 times, you stupid. I hate calling it. I don't think I ever have. I know people who have. I don't think I ever. Not my memory. Gonna enjoy a quick puff of there before I go. I know, it's charming, isn't it? Share with your friends. Come tell me what you think is wrong. This thing is in my way every time. My ring will catch it. One of them. Don't ask. There's something up there for me. Tell me what you found out. Tell me what you want to try to find out. Tell me what I did wrong. Could tell me what I did right. If there is, like I said, some subject in particular that you want to opine on, let me do that. In the meantime, love you guys. Stick with me. I'm really set in my ways, and I'm still going to not change the channel's name. I'm not going to change who I am. If everybody is that afraid, then they probably don't need to come see me because I think that I would make them even more fearful. So I'm sure I wouldn't help. In any event, I can't recall the other subject that I was going to touch base on today. It's been that kind of a day, and I'm real nasal. Yeah, that thing's going around. You gotta call it the plague. Some people call it the Chinese virus. I think people also don't understand it was a type of influenza, guys. It was the flu. It was a super flu. It was an extra super flu. And it wasn't really funny at all. But people need to pass some laws that these people should not be masked or hooded anymore. When you see some dude in a mask and a hoodie up, you best take off because there's a thief, he's a murderer, a rapist, something. I guarantee you, that's what they are. It might be a female. Odds are it's not going to be. But if you see somebody walking up like that, you need to go the other way fast into public or what have you. They're bad news. If you see them on the streets, call the police. Just call them. Don't wait for the game to start. In the meantime, like I said, I got to bounce up out of here. Be good, be safe, love each other. It's a really small planet if you think about it. I think all of us have had that. Pay attention to your intuition, that nagging little thing that tells you this, that, or the other. Like, oh, there's a cop around that corner. And there are. And you're like, oh, if I only listen to myself. Everybody says that. Again, tell your friends, tell me, come talk to me. And if you don't agree with me, even better. That's why I call it Woodstock. It's social Woodstock. Let's use this medium while we can. It's free. It's free. You gotta love it if it's free. My generation would, I would think. So come see me or leave a comment. But anything works. I don't care. You don't agree with what I'm saying, then bring it. We will discuss that because there may be a side that I don't see. There might be a side you don't see. Or two or three. All right, guys. Love y'all. Come see me, like I said. Yeah, share, like, da, 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 hit the subscribe. It's fast. It's free. The channel likes that shit. If anybody has any suggestions about things, do let me know because I started this in January of this year, and I'm still not sure what's going on. I do it all myself, so any advice is most appreciated. So, bless y'all. To the pip.